Welcome to another edition of Big Boy Battles. Today we have a very special game for you, our first in version 1.2. So let's check it out. We've got some interesting list changes and some interesting design choices here. And it will be my Warriors of the Dark Gods, led by one and only Gorebeast, who has a stage name now. He is DJ Dirty Business, and his troupe is the Lusty Lads. And we will be versus Willy Wonka and his knee-biting goblins in a 4,500 point battle to the death. We wanted to try out the new things. We wanted to try out the new 4,500 point ratio. I don't know if this is what we're going to be playing at from now on, but we wanted to give it a go. And we wanted to try out the new scenario, or the new deployment type, which is you can deploy 18 inches up, but you have to stay 18 inches away from the enemy, from what we understood from reading it. Yeah, it's a fun game, a bloody game, and I'm doing a different playstyle than I'm used to, so you'll see. You'll see how it goes. It's fun. It's interesting. Okay, here we got deployment. And you see Dirty Business, the Lusty Lads have chosen to kind of circle around the tower there. And you have a lot of goblins, and those chariots are scrap wagons. And some mangler squigs and other nasties. Over here we got from left to right. You can barely see them, but there's some iron orcs there. They got a BSB in there. You got 6 trolls, cave trolls. Git launchers in the back there. We got Feral Orcs with his level, his wizard master. It's a wizard master, and he's got 4 spells, shamanism on there. He went heavy on the magic. He got the gives him +1 to cast item, Book of Arcane Power, I think. And he's got a giant, 3 scrap wagons, and 2 groups of cave goblins. And there are Mad Gits hiding inside, 1 each. So that's not much room to maneuver here. A lot of drops, and we're kind of penned in to about a half the board. So my little MSU Lusty Lads there are going to be finding it difficult to maneuver right off the bat. But can they, make a play? And over on this side of the board, behind those ruins, you have one of his Nasher Dasher units. They're not skirmishing anymore, so, And then you have another Nasher Dasher unit right there with some forest goblins, and they got poison on them. They got spears and shields, apparently. And you have 2 mangler squigs. Over on my side of the board, you have Fallen of Wrath, starting from left to right. Fallen of Wrath. And there's 11 of them, and they got a champion in the unit. I wasn't a champion. It might not be. No, I think there is a champion there. You have my Elder Dragon Centauri as a halberd. You have 5 hounds. And then you have the 3 Lusty Lads. They are chosen 10 each of Lust, funnily enough. They got champion, they got a banner, and the funny looking banner over there, the one that looks like a corn guy, but he's really a lusty guy, is my 9-tailed standard, which gives every infantry unit within 12 inches an extra movement. So those are movement 7 light troop, paired weapon, just weapon skill 6, initiative 6, crazy guys right there, and they're ready to do some dance fighting. Behind them, you have a Lord of Pestilence on a dragon, and I wanted to try a no magic list out, except for 1 bound spell. I just want to see how it would work, and see if it really, with no shooting and no magic, it's going to be hard for me to win the chaff war here. But I wanted to see how it would work. And you have my Battle Shrine over there. He's a Battle Shrine of Change, so it's got the Fate's Judgment spell, and the attribute's important, because what the attribute does is it allows me to roll an extra d6 on leadership tests. You'll notice also I don't have a BSB either, and that was probably a mistake. I was building points for a 5,000 point list, and that's where That's where the points came from when I had to cut down to 4,500 when we wanted to try it. Okay, on this side I have another unit of Fallen behind some Hounds. And I wanted to try out Chaos Knights as well. So we got a group of those guys with a banner, and they have demon weapons on them. And they're of change. So just in case I needed flaming or what have you to get through some regen, that's what they are. And there is DJ Dirty Business ready to drop the beat. Okay, top of one. He goes first. No charges, but a lot of stuff just goes forward, and all these crazy rando movement stuff just trundles on up, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. And on his first ever magic phase, he gets a totemic summoning off, but he does it on a miscast, and it is a crazy big explosion. He rolls his magic dice used +1 times 3, or was it 4? Either way, he got like a 17 total is what he ended up rolling for his miscast, which means he takes like 13 strength 3 hits, and it was bad. And he ended up losing 11 guys, lost the spell, and took half wounds on his wizard. So his wizard's down to 2 wounds left, and the game just started. But he does get a totemic beast in my backfield, and so that's worrisome. Yeah. He gets another spell off, Swarm of Insects, and just does a wound to the battle shrine. Oh, and in his shooting phase, this thing, it has a breath weapon, and it breathes on my knights. I was like, oh, no problem. I got 1-up saves. Nope, I failed 2. And he only does 3 wounds, and they fail their panic check, and I go forward, and I just run forward. And, yeah. So that was a great first turn for him. And he gets his Git Launcher, hits the Fallen, kills 4 of them. Okay, my turn. So my plans with my knights have gone awry, but I make 2 charges. I try to charge my Fallen in there into one of the things. I do this wrong. I totally mess up here, make a very big mistake. I should charge my Fallen in first and then my dogs, but I did not. So I charged my dogs in, then I realized, oh no, I can't fit my Fallen in, and it's a failed charge, so they can't get in there. Rookie mistake on my part, but it happened, And I just kind of position with my, I was going to charge my Lusty lads in to his Feral Orcs. They were 14 inches away at this point, and I was like, oh, okay, I can make that. But he has I don't know, you can't see it in this picture, but there's a mad Git in between us, and I'd be taking 2d6 strength 5 hits, AP 1, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, and so I didn't. EDC got into those goblins there, and I'm probably going to make short work of them. My goal here is to just kind of clear out this area, get into his back lines, get into the side. I should have probably been backing up at this point with my Lusty lads, but my Lusty lads wanted to fight. So they're kind of staying just decent ranges there. I'd feel he needed like an 8 for his trolls, and I don't know he has poison on those goblins at this point, so I just move up my my battle shrine. I'm hoping to get the Fate's Judgment off on the other Mangler Squig, but we'll see. I do also charge my Fallen into his Squiggy, or his, not Squigs, what are they called? Nasher Dashers. But I failed the charge. I needed a 6, and I got a 4. Sad day. So that's what the game looks like. And because I have no shooting and I have no magic, we go straight to combat. That was a better picture of the charges. The dogs take a wound for their troubles, but they eat his his scrap wagon, and I just run into the other one. So that went fairly well. My EDC just eats a rank, but they're steadfast. They stay. It is what is. So there we sit. And on his top of 2, this is what happens. He comes in with his scrap wagon into the Fallen. That's to be expected. His troll, oh, he calls a wog. And everything that wants to get in, gets in. His iron orcs hit my right in the front of my unit of lust there. And that's worrisome. And even more worrisome is his trolls smashing into their guys. And I have paired weapons, which probably wasn't the best choice to go against orcs with, but it is what it is. Then he gets a double charge off against my Fallen over there, and his goblins get into my battle shrine. And yeah, so here we sit. He does let loose with his mad git from the other cave goblins, and it just goes roaring through and splinks for my dudes, and he does a couple wounds to his own dude with how it works out. Shooting, he gets some wounds off on my dragon, and yeah, magic, I don't think much happens. And yeah, so I do a bunch of wounds. I kill his with my Fallen. My Fallen do 2 wounds to the guy, the Fallen Beast or Totemic Beast or whatever, and they just massacre his Nasher Dashers. But I break because of the rear charge. I lose combat. I break. He comes forward and eats the remainder of my guys. He did like 8 wounds, so he did quite a bit. So that's what happens there. He does win combat. He does like a wound or something, and I lose combat, so I run. And I take some DTs. I do a couple more wounds, and he hits my Lust guys, so he's in combat with those too. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll throw my champion on those guys, get a couple wounds, get some combat res, because I'm going to need it against these things. Iron Orcs are super tough now. It's not enough. I kill 3 guys total with all of my attacks. He just makes his saves, and he just rips through my guys, breaks them, they run, he catches them. That's that. I have better luck against the trolls and better luck here. He doesn't do a single wound to me. I get 3 off on his giant, and I stomp forward, and I think I do 2 more. Either way, I win combat. Doesn't matter. He's stubborn. He sticks. And over here, yeah. So my other Lust guys do okay. Do 2 wounds. I take 3 in return. He has a rank and a charge to my banner. I lose by 1, but I stay. So hurrah. And over here, I do kill a scrap wagon, but he does some wounds before I am able to kill it. And that is where we stand right now. And it's my turn. So I debate whether I want to charge into the giant or I want to charge into his other scrap wagon. And I hem and haw about this. I was like, no, I need to get the giant out of there. I don't want to flub and have it do the initiative test and fail that, and it could be bad. So I want to go into the giant, get a bunch of attacks off first, and kill it. So I do. I charge him in. I charge my Lust in the side of the trolls, and I'm happy about that. And yeah, I rally with my War Shrine. My dragon goes into the Feral Orcs, and I got 3 wounds left on him, and I figure, with he's a pestilence, so it's going to be hard to hit him, and I'll just overrun into his wizard, then hopefully overrun into his Git launcher there and get some points. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I eat his trolls. He does a couple more wounds to me here and there. I think 5 more die on my side. But I auto-break him, and I run him down. I don't make it into combat. I didn't quite want to, but I don't know. I maybe shouldn't have pursued with both of them, but I did. And so that is where we go. And that is where we sit. In this combat over here, I I just eat all of it. I use one of my 3 breath weapons because I have necrotic miasma on my pestilence lord, and the dragon has 2 breath weapons. So I pop one of those. I'm able to break his steadfast and kill. I take a wound for my troubles, but I kill a bunch of them, and I overrun into his wizard general there. So that's nice. And over here, my EDC and the Fallen are able, don't even break a sweat, and just mow down the goblins and the giant. And I have to overrun, so I do, with my frenzied little Fallen there. And that is where we sit at the end of my turn. Top of 3. He, of course, charges the Lust guy. The Lust guys with his Iron Orcs, and that's not going to go well for me. He charges his goblins into the War Shrine, and he moves up with his he charges my dragon with the Nasher Dashers and those impact hits, and I'm hoping he doesn't get lucky there. He also goes straight into the back of my my Fallen with his other scrap wagon, and nothing I can do about that. Nothing really happens in Magic, I don't believe. No, he does get +1 toughness off in his Iron Orcs, and that's annoying. I actually win this combat against Goblins. There's a better picture of that charge. There's a better picture of that charge. Okay, so yeah, I win the combat against the Goblins. They don't do a single wound to me, and I overrun and I kill them. That's cool. Not so cool is what happened. Oh, and over here I take another wound to my dragon, so he's got 1 left. Oh, and I think he has 6 wounds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure dragons have 6 wounds. I hope I did that right. Anyway, so I have 1 left, and I'm like, oh no, it is my turn next. So I'm like, well, maybe if I can get into the side there, and I mean, I was kind of like, should I charge or should I just kind of hold off and save some points there, because that's a lot of points, but I came here to roll dice. So I did. So I charged in. I wanted to try to take out, like, or at least stick him there, and I'm figuring, okay, well, he's hit me on 5s, and he's wounding me on 5s unless he uses great weapons or something. And if he uses great weapons, I'll go first, and I'll just mulch with one of my breath weapons. But I forgot he was toughness 5 at this point too, so I don't do very much against him. I have no shooting, no magic. Yeah, he kills it. I kill 4 dudes, but then he strikes, and I die. And that is sad. I use my breath weapon too with the AP3 one. And I needed 6 to wound. I got 1 with that. I just do not do enough wounds to marginally dent this unit, and that is sad to me. Yeah. So it's going to be a bad day. His top of 5, he charges my War Shrine. I flee. He gets a pretty long bomb roll with his scrap wagon. Gets right in the side of those Lust guys. So that's sad too. Yeah. And so bottom of 5, I do try to charge into his rear with my EDC. I needed a 10. I don't get it. I do rally with my War Shrine, and he has to go. So we call it there. He had, I think, about 14. No, he had about 1290 left at the end of the game, maybe a little more. And I had 1,000 points with my War Shrine, and 800 points, I'm sorry, with my War Shrine and my EDC, and that's the only thing I had left. We both killed each other's generals. We both, I didn't kill his BSB, but he didn't. I didn't have a BSB to kill. So when all is said and done, he's up about 490 points on me, which is a solid victory. I mean, it's not bad. 14-6 is what I gave it. I'm not sure if that's exactly right. It might be less, it might be more. we forgot to choose an objective, so yeah, there you sit. It was fun. It was fun. Miscasts are super deadly now. I didn't really miss not having a magic phase, honestly. I probably should have taken the Aether banner on one of my guys so I could have a better chance at dispelling. Or the Crown of Scorn, because the Crown of Scorn is super cheap now. I also should have taken a BSB, but we're living, we're learning. So DJ Dirty Business had his first gig, and it went poorly. But you know what? You gotta start at the bottom. Start at the bottom. Then we can be, later on we could be here, and here would be the top. I hope. I'm gonna try these guys again. I'm thinking of springing for the halberds on my Lust chosen, because Strength 4 just was not cutting it against armor at all. But again, Orcs are a hard army to get through if you don't have things that'll... Iron Orcs are really good now, I feel, for their points cost. Yeah. Couple misplays on my part. Excuse me. But overall, a fun game. A good game. I enjoyed it. And the MVP section. He wanted to get in on this MVP stuff, so the Iron Orcs are in there as his MVP. Yeah, we get it. I chose the EDC as my MVP, and DJ Dirty Business gave him a special, a special title of the Bouncer. So now EDC is the Bouncer. And the reason he was the MVP is because he didn't take a single wound the whole game. And he's the only thing that didn't take a single wound the whole game. So by dearth of being able to kill a giant, some goblins, and the Git launcher at the end, he gets the points. So good game. Hey, thanks guys. Subscribe, comment, tell me what you think.